Hello and welcome, Tina's Joyful Kitchen. Tina McDermott here, and today I'm going to show you how to easily peasily rice cauliflower. There's a big thing going on for the last couple of years about riced cauliflower, and you can buy it frozen, go for it. Or you can find some cauliflower on sale. You can find yourself a good hour in the kitchen, if not less, and do what I'm going to show you. We're going to rice cauliflower, and you get yourself some handy dandy freezer bags, and you can freeze it yourself. You can freeze it yourself. There's even a space here to write what it is. But it's clear bag, so you should be able to see it. All right, you ready? I'm going to give you my trick to do cauliflower. Super duper easy. But you need a food processor. And with the food processor came this blade, this particular blade. So don't use the blade that's on the bottom. You use this plate, okay? And you thread it with this piece here, okay? Be very careful how you store these. Be very careful as you use them because they're sharp. They're supposed to be sharp. And we don't want our fingers in there, okay? We love our fingers. We want to keep them. So I'm going to seal the lid. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. This makes a little bit of a mess, but hey, you can sweep the floor later, and you're going to get healthy, nutritious cauliflower rice in your body and in the bodies of your family. You notice I didn't take the plastic wrap off yet because this is my kitchen hack for cauliflower, how to break it open. You ready? All right, here we go. Slam it down. Slam it down, and you can see how it's already breaking up the florets. I'm going to do it one more time. All right, I think I got it now. Now watch what happens as I'm going to open up. I already broke open the plastic wrap. I already broke that open. And look what happens here. It's already all broken up for us. It's all broken up. All broken up. We're going to put that in compost. We're going to put this in regular trash, and we're going to get rid of these stem pieces. Now these are edible. You can go ahead and rice these stems if you wanted to as well. They are edible, they're good for you, but today, for today's purposes, I'm going to put them right in the compost. Give it back to Mother Nature. Mother Nature knows what to do with it. So they don't have to be small chunks, they could be bigger chunks. And if it didn't break apart completely, just get your knife and make them into smaller pieces, okay? Here we go. We've got our smaller pieces. Basically, you want the pieces to be about this size because they're going to fit into the hopper. If they don't fit into the hopper, it won't work. I'll tell you, buy 5 or 6 of these and process them, and you'll have cauliflower rice. It's wonderful. All right, here we go. That's all you have to do, and we're going to have really great cauliflower. Let me talk when that thing is not running. Cauliflower rice that you can use in cauliflower risotto. You can use in stir fries, soups. I love to make chili because I don't use beans in my chili. I use cauliflower rice. Okay, remember, we need to be eating 10 to 12 cups of vegetables a day. Eating cauliflower rice is one way to achieve that goal. Okay, almost done. Almost done. There's all these little pieces. I'm going to gather them up, not with the knife, but with my little scooper-upper piece here. There we go. And there we have it. Look at this. Beautifully cauliflowered riced cauliflower. And now I'm just going to slip it right into my freezer bag. And then we're going to freeze it, and we are ready. Here we go. Hold on. Almost there. That was one big head of cauliflower. That's a lot of cauliflower. It's awesome. Put it in your freezer baggie. Get rid of the air. Get rid of the air and Ziploc it. Make sure all the air is out. You don't want all that air in there, okay? Zip lock it. Get your marker and put today's date on here. You can put CF for cauliflower or CR, cauliflower rice, and put today's date on there. Slip it in the freezer. When you're ready to use it, take it out, let it defrost for an hour, or if you're using the Instant Pot in a soup, you can just throw it right into the soup or into the chili, like I was saying, frozen. Perfectly fine to do that. So there we have it, our cauliflower rice, and now we're ready for making, I'm going to make some cauliflower risotto. All right, we'll see you real soon. Hello and welcome to Tina's Joyful Kitchen. Tina McDermott here, and on today's show, I'm going to make cauliflower risotto. And if you can roll your R's, let me know. Risotto. All right. And then we're going to make this sauteed flounder and wilted greens. Oh my goodness, one of the favorite meals of my life, especially served with the side of risotto. Oh, yummy, 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 yummy. All right, let's get started. We're going to make these meals, we're going to make these dishes interchangeably. I mean, at the same time, basically, because this one takes a little bit longer to cook. So I'm going to turn on my heat. I'm going to turn the heat on, and I'm going to put a whopping 2 tablespoons of some real butter. Real butter, use some real butter. Okay, love my butter. We're going to heat up the butter. Let me go a little medium high here. And then we're going to start with some onions, okay? So the butter is going to melt in just a couple of seconds, but I just want to show you what's going to go in there. 1 whole chopped onion, done. And then we're going to do some fresh garlic, okay? We're going to do some fresh garlic because you want your garlic fresh. Why? It's immune boosting when it's fresh, okay? And I didn't think I was a gadget girl, but I'm a gadget girl. I'm a gadget girl. I found this new gadget to help me with my garlic. And I need to take the peel off in order to put it in there because we don't want to eat peel. So here we go. I'm just going to show you how to do this. What I want you to do is press. I'm short. I have to leverage over that. And take the peel off. Did you see how easy that was? All I did was press down with the back of my knife and it peeled right off. Check this out. I'm so excited about this. You ready? First time using it. First time. Okay, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Oh, I had to put a little bit of muscle in there. A little bit of muscle, and we have our chopped garlic. Yay! There we go. In the hopper it goes, or in the pot it goes. Okay, let's do another one. I like garlic. I'm Italian. We love our garlic, but you know, Americans think that we love our garlic a little bit more than we do. That garlic's good for you. And it makes this risotto yummy, yummy, yummy. It's actually the cheese and the coconut milk at the end that makes it even super, super duper yummy. And the cauliflower and the mushrooms and everything else. Okay, let's try this again. Now, if you don't want to use any kind of gadgets and you just want to chop it up, you can chop it up, you can mince it with your knife, or you can use one of my other favorite gadgets, which is a garlic press. I'll show you that in just a few seconds. Okay, so had my glory with that. Here is my garlic press. So if you don't want to use that gadget, I love this gadget. You don't even have to peel the garlic unless it falls off the floor on you. Here we go. Got some more garlic over here. I'll show you what I'm doing to break up the cloves. There we go. Cloves are broken up. Throw it in there and press it. There we go. And it's that easy. I don't know. Which one do you think is easier? That other thing or the garlic press? Probably the garlic press, come to think of it. So you choose. Which one do you want to use? Okay, we'll put those there. I think 3 cloves of garlic are good for now. And we're just waiting for this to heat up and start sauteing in here. Okay. As the garlic is cooking and the onions are cooking, we're going to throw in our mushrooms, and we're just going to allow this to cook for about 10-15 minutes as you're just going to stir and cook all of this up with the butter, the onions, the mushrooms. Just let that cook up. I want the mushrooms to get to half the size that they are. And it's going to take just a little bit of time. The mushrooms were all chopped up. These are portobello mushrooms. They have a little bit more flavor than the white mushrooms, which is why I use them. You can use white mushrooms. Now, on another note, never buy your mushrooms already sliced because they're not as fresh. They're much fresher when you buy them whole and you slice them yourself. And this is coming from somebody who calls themselves the lazy inspirational chef. But you want fresh foods in your life, okay? And it's going to be a lot fresher because as soon as you start cutting open vegetables or cutting them, chopping them, they start to lose their enzymes. And enzymes are life. I want you to remember that. Enzymes are life. The risotto, the mushrooms, the onions, the garlic, the butter, that's all cooking up. And now we're going to cook up the flounder. So I've got the cast iron skillet getting nice and hot. And we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in there. I like a little olive oil in there. Here we go. And we've got lots of things cooking up in the kitchen here. So I've got my flounder. I always buy my fish the day of or the day before I'm going to cook it when it's fresh. Okay? The day of, the day before when it's fresh. Okay? Why? Because you want it to be nice and fresh and you don't want it to have any kind of smell. If you smell fish, it's probably a little older than you'd like. Otherwise, I will buy it frozen and I literally take it out of the freezer, defrost it for 20 minutes under cold water, and then go ahead and cook it. So here we have our flounder. I heated up a little bit of olive oil in there. The flounder cooks up really quick. So it's going to be probably 90 seconds on each side. I've got my pan, my skillet, my cast iron skillet. I love cast iron skillets. They just cook so evenly and it will actually give you some iron that our bodies need. So there we have it. We have our flounder. That had raw fish on it, so we're not going to put anything else on it, so I'm going to put that aside. And I'm going to put this a little higher. There we go. And I'm just going to season it with a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of freshly ground black pepper, And let's see if we have any scallions. Do we have any fresh scallions? Fresh scallions? Whole scallions? Okay. So again, 90 seconds on each side. That's it. It's a really thin piece of fish. You saw how thin that was. It does not take long to cook. So only about 90 seconds on each side. And this dish is really nice with some nice scallions. And oh, there's something I forgot to do. Isn't this funny? Isn't this funny how life works? And I can still do this afterwards. It's no big deal. I have some tapioca flour and I wanted to flour my fish. I'm just going to use my hands. The most useful tools in the kitchen are your hands. Use them. Okay, use them up. I'm putting a little tapioca flour on the flounder because it will give it a little bit more hardiness to the fish. Okay, a little hardiness, a little more juicy, saucy stuff. Okay, there we go. It's okay to mess up in the kitchen, and it's okay to be messy in the kitchen. It's a kitchen. All right. So I actually already flipped them over perfectly fine. And here, let's put this right here. And I touched fish with my hands, so I'm going to wash them real quick. Yeah, anytime you touch fish with your raw hands, you wash them. Now, what I'm going to do here is I've got some beautiful scallions. I'm just going to put some scallions right on top of it and cook them up just briefly. Because once that fish cooks, then I'm going to cook the mushrooms and wilt the spinach. We're going to wilt the spinach in there, okay? And I love scallions. I think that they're beautiful. They're just a milder taste of onion. It's a milder taste of onion. And they're really easy to chop up. And I just wanted to show you one really quick. I don't like that knife. This knife is easier. See how easier that is? There was room for my fingers. Under this one, there's no room for my fingers. So use a knife that you've got some rooms for your fingers here, okay? Oh, I smell that fish. I smell it cooking. And it's okay if you put a little bit extra in there. There we go. There we go. Put the scallions over here. I'm going to flip it over one more time. Technically, you only want to flip the fish over once, but nobody's perfect, and I'm not perfect when I'm cooking, and it's okay. It really is. It's okay. Lazy, inspirational, forgetful. Oh, I got to add that to my title now. It's all good. It's all good. This is almost cooked, and once this is done, I'm going to put a little bit more olive oil, and then we're going to throw in some beautiful white mushrooms, and we're going to wilt the spinach in just a few moments. Right now, I'm going to put a little lemon juice on top of the fish as it's cooking. Freshly squeezed lemon juice. How do you get more juice out of a lemon? How do you get more juice out of a lemon? Roll it on the counter. Roll it on the counter. Love that trick. Love that trick. My fish is almost done. We always use lemon on fish. I'm Italian. In Italy, we always use lemon on fish. And a funny story, my husband, we're with my family, my mom and dad, and we're eating shrimp. And my dad's forcing lemon on my husband. And he doesn't like lemon on his fish. He's very American. And my mom got in the middle of the argument. No, he doesn't want lemon. She's yelling at my dad in Italian. It was quite funny. It was quite funny. So, okay, our fish is done. Our fish is done. And we're just going to put our fish right on the plate. There we go. Okay. So set that aside, and if you want, you could always put that in a warm oven. You could always put that in a warm oven as you're cooking the mushrooms and the spinach and stuff, okay? So now we're gonna put, it's okay if the scallions stay in there, it's okay if there's a little bit of fish left over in there, it'll be perfect. We're gonna cook up our mushrooms. There we go. And we're gonna add a little bit more salt. A little more freshly ground black pepper. Here we go. Freshly ground black pepper. We're going to let these mushrooms cook for just a few moments. We're going to let them cook for a few moments. I'm going to go stir my mushroom risotto. This is almost ready for the next piece. Almost ready. And here we go. Mushrooms are one of those foods that you can cook for a very long time, and they're better the longer you cook them. They're better the longer you cook them. But if you want a raw vegetable or a mushroom that's not that cooked, that's okay too. You don't have to cook them a long time. You can just do a quick cook with them, which is what we're going to do for this particular dish. We're going to cook them for maybe just a few more moments. And then we're going to wilt the spinach on the top. We're going to wilt the spinach. Now, you see also what I'm doing? I'm scraping the bottom of the pan as they're cooking. And I'm getting all the scallions up. I'm getting the bits of fish up. And just kind of deglazing the pan because it had lemon in it. You can also put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it to help you deglaze. That means just get all those brown, yummy bits up off the bottom. Okay. So it's okay to cook the mushrooms as long as you want or as little as you want. I'm getting them nice and coated with the olive oil, with the salt, the pepper, the scallions. And lemon juice doesn't take that, spinach doesn't take that long to cook. It'll wilt in less than 3 minutes. It'll wilt in less than 3 minutes. But before I put the spinach in, I'm going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Help me deglaze the pan a little bit more. Also give a little bit more liquid to help with the wilting. I'm going to need a lid for this. So make sure you have your lid when you are wilting your spinach. There we go. There we go. We got our spinach. Thank you, Sakura. Thank you very much. So we're going to let that wilt just a few minutes, and then we're going to place that over the fish. Remember, you need to be eating 10 to 12 cups of vegetables a day. And these kind of dishes, the fish with the wilted greens, the cauliflower risotto, are the kind of dishes that are chock full of vegetables. We want our plates full of vegetables, 3/4 of our plates full of vegetables, and about 1/4 of our plate some good protein and maybe a tablespoon of fat. Now here we're going to get the fat from the olive oil that I used in the bottom of the pan in the cooking. No need to add any extra fat, okay? And some people like grains, some people like to eat their beans, but if you have any kind of issues with high blood sugar issues, diabetes or pre-diabetes, insulin resistance, you want to keep foods that are high in the glycemic index, high in starches, to a minimal. You want to keep them to a minimal, and you'll find it much easier to digest when you do that. And when you eat this way, at first you'll be missing your grains if you do eat a lot of grains, but after a while you'll be like, oh, this is wonderful, and you'll find so much more energy in your life. And that's what you want. You want a life that's full of joy and full of energy, not having to be pumped up by caffeine or anything of the sorts, right? Okay, so we have our fish. We are wilting our greens. I am still making that cauliflower risotto. It's cooking behind us. The mushrooms are reducing down. They're almost halfway done. And then we're going to add the cauliflower. We're going to add some broth, and we're going to cook it some more. Then we're going to add some cheese and some coconut cream. Oh my goodness gracious. It's going to be one of the best dishes that you've ever had. This should be done in about 1 minute. I'm going to check it. All right, to me, this is done. So we're going to put our spinach and mushrooms. Oh my gosh, this is going to be such a wonderful dish to eat and to serve to your family. Okay, here we go. And trust me, just because I didn't cook these mushrooms to death like the other mushrooms for the risotto, doesn't mean that they're not going to be amazingly wonderful. They are. They're wonderful. They're delicious. What did I cook them for? About 5 minutes? Not even. That's perfectly fine. They will be amazing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So there we have it, our flounder with our wilted greens and mushrooms and scallions. All right, let's check on that risotto. I'm going to move it back here, and we're going to finish it off. So we're ready for the next part of our cauliflower risotto. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. I'm going to show it to you. I want to show you what the mushrooms look like. There's the mushrooms and the onions. It all looks a little bit of brown bits on the bottom, but we're going to get those all up with the broth, okay? So next, what we're going to put in here is the thyme. We haven't done thyme yet. Okay, so I'm just going to put in a little bit of thyme. And I don't mean thyme like the time in your life. This is thyme, T-H-Y-M-E. I love thyme. I love it fresh. And I had a beautiful plant, and I went away for a couple days, and then it died. So sad, so sad, so sad, so sad, so sad, so sad. Okay, next I'm going to put in some bone broth. I've got some chicken broth. It doesn't have to be bone broth. I like to use bone broth because the bone broth is going to give you collagen that your body needs. Okay, this is not going up. Here we go. Okay, collagen is really good for your connective tissues. It's good for your stomach. It's really good for your gut. Okay, very, very good for your gut. We have 4 cups of riced cauliflower. We're going to put 4 cups of riced cauliflower in there. There we go, which we riced in another episode. There we go. And we're just going to stir this up. Now, what am I missing in here? I got the garlic, I got cloves, I mean garlic. That's it. Now, you can use regular chicken broth. Again, it doesn't have to be the bone broth. I just like the bone broth because I'm 55 last month. And And it's just really good for you. It really is. For your skin, that's the other thing I didn't say. It's really good for your skin. A lot of products have collagen in them to put on top of your skin. And I liken that to rubbing a piece of chicken on your skin. It's not going to absorb through the collagen. The collagen needs to come from what you're eating from the inside, okay? Coming from the inside. Bone broths are a wonderful way to do that. You can also buy collagen, and it's kind of like protein powder, but it's a collagen powder that you can add to your soups. A lot of them don't have any flavors. I add it to my coffee some days. You can add it to anything. Add it to your smoothies. Just be careful that when collagen does have protein in it. If you're doing any of those collagen proteins, you only want 20 grams of protein. You only want 20 grams of protein per meal, okay? So what I'm doing now is I'm cooking my cauliflower in with the broth, and I'm gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes. And then once it's cooked, then I'm going to add the cheese, and I'm going to add the coconut cream, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. But it's going to be about 10 minutes, and I will be right back. The cauliflower risotto is almost done. We have to put on the finishing touches of the cauliflower risotto, and that is some Parmesan cheese. Dump it in. There it is. And then we've got some coconut cream. You can use heavy cream for this. I use the heavy cream for some other recipes, so I have some coconut cream literally from the can. Not light, don't ever do light. You don't need light. And now all I'm gonna do is stir this up for a few moments. Wait for the cheese to melt. Wait for the coconut cream to get a little warm. And this will be complete. This will be complete. You know it's time to add the cream and the cheese, and you could always add more cheese if you want. You could always taste it and maybe add a little bit more salt. Add a little bit of freshly ground black pepper. I tend to do this at the end for this particular dish. Okay. And maybe you need a little bit more salt. In our house, we're low on salt these days. But if you do use salt, make sure that it's sea salt, because why? I say this all the time, and I'll say it over and over and over again, because it's full of minerals that our bodies are lacking in. Now, why am I so crazy about minerals? Because I have reverse osmosis water, and I was drinking it for years before somebody told me and showed me that I was depleted in a lot of minerals, because that water has no minerals in it whatsoever. So now I put minerals back into my water, and I make sure that I get minerals in my life. And sea salt is one way to get those minerals. Okay, this is looking delicious. It's looking wonderfully creamy. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a taste, just to see if it does need any salt, if it does need anything else. If anything, it could probably use a little bit more cheese, but I love cheese. And you don't need to have any more cheese, okay? So we're gonna turn that off, and I'm gonna show you what this dish looks like. Here we go. Here we have our cauliflower risotto, and there's a lot of liquid in our greens and our mushrooms because I didn't cook the mushrooms off. So we've got our flounder with our wilted greens and mushrooms and our cauliflower risotto. There we have it. Oh my gosh, how delicious is this meal? Full of vegetables, full of wonderful, clean protein, so that you can have a healthy, vibrant, and free life for you and your family. Thanks so much for joining us today. Until next time, bye for now.